他年赚$400万用的工具只是 Claude 跟 ChatGPT。
When I personally don't think it's that high, it doesn't take too much. So I think it just comes down to having a really smart system and then being able to augment that with AI in a unique way, which we're going to learn. But the other thing that we have to learn in order to do that well is just how to use LLMs in a way to get them to do exactly what you want. So I'm not a coder. I don't use too many of the fancy tools, mostly just Claude, ChatGPT. So how are we going to use the base tools that most people have access to and understand to create something incredible?
I love it. I only have one ask from you. I just ask that you don't hold back any sauce. You give the prompts. You show how it's really done. Because what would be success for me is if thousands of people consume this episode and understand how to use LLMs to be like you. Because when I see Dan Koh, I see millions of followers. I see you everywhere. I see content here. I see content there. And I'm like, how does this guy do it? Dan, can you commit to it?
Absolutely. Yep.
All right, let's get into it.
Cool. So the first thing there, just to touch on millions of followers, having so much content on so many different platforms. The thing about that is all of my content is the same across all different platforms. So the base of it all comes down to two things. It comes down to my newsletter, which I write every week, sometimes twice a week, but once a week is like baseline. And then two is 2 to 3 social media posts a day. And those are usually written. And so I write Twitter first because it's like the 280 character limit. And then since that's like the limiting factor out of all the platforms, that can pretty easily transfer over to any other platform. So that gets posted to Threads by Instagram. I turn that into an image and post that onto LinkedIn, onto Instagram. Sometimes I use them as a reel script. So I pull up my camera, look at my phone, read my best tweet, recite it to the camera, maybe add a bit on there.